Alrighty, welcome back to Farming Simulator. We did have a bit of a catastrophic glitch in between episodes, but we'll explain all of that very shortly. In the meantime, this guy has put his arm out, which means that he actually puts out his arm a lot earlier than they used to, which is actually kind of a good thing. So that means we're going to have to go over here, go into this tipper, and go take that seed, the canola seed. Looks very interesting. I do like it when it's really, really yellow like that. Not so much this fully developed crop that's ready to harvest. I do love the stage just before we're able to get it. But alas, what can you do? As long as we're getting paid, right? And that's what matters ultimately. And I did learn how this works. So, at least I think I did, how the cruise control works. You press number 3. Oh, here we go. All right. And the numpad vehicles also do the blinkers, right? That's another thing that I did read from the comments. Although I do read all your comments, it just might take a little while for me to actually listen to them, or at least for them to take into effect in the videos, because I do pre-record a lot of these videos. They do take a little while to render out and of course upload, but you guys already know how bad Australian internet speeds are. And then again, that's not the worst of our problems. We've got a lot more problems in terms of just affordability of everything. Everything costs so much here in Australia these days. The cost of living, as they say. Alright, so these guys are all onto work. This guy's still going ahead on this field. I think what he'll actually do is he'll stop. I'm not quite sure if he'll come back around. I think he might. I don't know. We'll see if he comes back around, because if he doesn't, we'll have to go ahead and do this little square or rectangular section over here as well to the left. Alright, so the catastrophic problem that we had was that the forestry vehicles, as I said, oh wow, this is actually really cool. When you've got this over here, when you've, I guess, reset the vehicle, it's got those tire things. Don't know what they're called, but tire blocks we'll call them, to stop the vehicle rolling away. Of course that's not going to happen here, but adds to the realism. And I do know that a lot of you guys love the realism side of things, and you want me to place the logs lengthways. I'll do that from now on. The only reason I was doing that, I know that you need to place the logs lengthways, but for realism at least, but I didn't want the logs to fall off the back of the trailer, because as you can see, there's nothing really to stop them. Whereas if I place them in between these little prongs, they'd be much less likely to fall over. So that was my logic behind that. Seems like not many of you like that, so I'll go ahead and change that. But the forestry utensils and all that, those implements, as soon as I started the game up and got into this tractor with this trailer behind it, it just started spinning up, went up 100 meters up in the air, and just started spinning out and went outside the map. So that's no good. We definitely need that improved, or at least patched out of the game. I'm sure they'll do that though. So I think this episode will be back to a bit of plowing. I think I did say I was going to do that in between episodes. I did it a little bit. I have not finished though. So, whoa, that's not good. Okay. Thankfully, this has got enough horsepower to manage to pull that. Now we're going to have to get some better tractors as well once we get to the main machinery. Go on and attach this lighter weight. Don't think this plow is going to really require all that much, but there we go. We should be good, and we can also lower the weight, which I'm assuming this game actually has. Well, they did say it has an advanced physics engine, so I guess the center of gravity would change of the vehicle once you lower the weight. And the weight distribution will change, so the wheels won't spin out as much and all. And we won't go around drifting like we were before. Alright, so the way I want to do this is right over here. Okay, now the only problem is we're not going to be able to hire a worker. Someone said that I should be hiring as many workers as I am. To be honest, workers don't really cost all that much. Anyways, what am I doing? We need to change tool, and we need to allow create fields, and see if I press H. Let's see what will happen. Because he doesn't do that, which really sucks. Right. So allow create fields again, and lower the plow, and off we go. Driving straight ahead. I'm going to be into that screen tear. Supposedly playing the game in windowed mode stops the screen tear, so I'm not going to do that because I do click around a fair bit. And the problem is if I play in windowed mode, then I click on the desktop or something, then Frap stops recording. So I don't want that to happen because that would be very, very unfortunate. Also got another patch over here which we're able to harvest. How's this guy doing? He's finished actually. Alright, so we're going to have to do some multitasking very shortly. I'm doing a mighty good job though, if I do say so myself. I do love reading your comments, as I did say. I do read each and every one of them. And I do know there was a bit of frustration with the way I was doing things. I will change that up. Although I did want to explain my logic behind it. It's not like I'm just a complete noob that has absolutely no idea. Although it might seem like that sometimes. I'd like to think I had a bit of an idea. At least there was a thought behind the madness. So, got a long way to go ahead and do all of this, but we'll be all good. It'll pay off in the end anyway. And we're going to join these two fields up together as well. So I'll go ahead and do that. By the way, I was reading the comments and there's one guy, this Bjornholm, this map is based on Sweden. If you type in Bjornholm, there's a place called Bjornholm in Sweden on Google Maps. You can see that. It's the way it's spelt, right? There's another called Bornholm in Denmark, as I said. Russia was wargaming Bornholm attacking Bornholm not that long ago because they had a massive political festival not that long ago there. And Russia, being the provocateurs that they are, do love a bit of wargaming, I guess. They do love sending their unarmed bombers over to American shores and Canadian shores and seeing how long it takes for the Western nations to intercept their planes and all, which is quite amusing. Speaking of which, actually, supposedly, Russia had a submarine that's got badly damaged in deep into Swedish territory, into like their archipelago islands. I'm not really quite sure what you call that area around in Sweden, but very, very hard to navigate, I would imagine. Anyways, there's this guy saying that it's in Switzerland, and then he realized it's not in Switzerland, but that it's in Finland, I think he said. No, he said it's in Scandinavia, not realizing that Sweden is part of Scandinavia. But that is YouTube comments for you. Never cease to amaze me. In the meantime, this guy's not going to keep working, which is unfortunate. Okay, so this guy's done. I'll just send him out over here. Ooh, seems like that guy's still sowing, so that's good to see. There we go, and he's doing that little rectangular bit as well. Very nice to see. It's exactly what I wanted him to do. So I'll get this guy. What's this guy doing? He's completely stopped, hasn't he? It's not good, but it's kind of what I expected anyway. Alright, so this guy's doing that. Easy. This guy's just chilling like a villain. This guy, God knows what he's doing. Alright, wow. Alright, this is already fertilized though, I'm fairly certain. One thing that I would like to do is, someone said that I'd keep on going the long way to field number 38. I think you're right. I think the easiest way to do that is to go up over here and then turn left again. So this way, I think. There we go. Go this way. Still learning the map, of course. I have not checked out Westbridge Hills yet either, so that'll be interesting to check out. Also, I must apologise, I think it was episode 5. I was quite rude when it came to horse jockeys. I was rather, I don't know, muffed or miffed at what happened. I'm not a fan of horse racing, as you can probably tell. Well, not really horse racing, just the culture around it. People get drunk, people bet their money. I'm just not a massive fan of it myself, to be honest. But I did call jockeys midgets, which was very untoward, I must say. Alright, so this guy is... So I do apologise for that. I should have said shorter than average people. Nothing against the manlets or the shorter than average people. But let's go ahead and so it seems like that's already fertilized, or it must have been anyway. We're gonna hope so. So we're gonna drive. I'm gonna drive back. So let's check out what's happening over here. What's this section for? It's just fenced off, isn't it? No real reason. That's a cool view. There's no doubt a button to get rid of the UI, so you can take some nice screenshots, because that was a nice view there. Alright. So we've done all that, really. This guy just needs to hurry it up, and we're going to be all good. What's our harvester doing? Oh, he's done. Okay. Well, I guess I could speed things up, right? Oh, it's number 8. Now, I'm pressing the home button, and the worker lights don't seem to work. So I'm not quite sure what's happening. Like, I know how to get the blinkers going. There we go. Number 6 also does the lights. But for the life of me, I can't seem to get the worker lights going. So I'm yet to figure out how that works. Right, so this guy's still doing his thing. Why is that there, that massive patch, or is that just the radius of the draw distance? Yes, that is the radius of the draw distance. Okay. I was wondering, why isn't there a bit of the field fertilized? Because that's not good. Alright, so I think all I've got to do now is just get back to the plowing. So off we go. Yet again. Actually doing it a little bit quicker than I'd expected it to as well. So this is going to be nice to do. It'll pay off as well, because we won't need to like stop and start anywhere near as much with our hired workers, because that's always a pain. And then we'll just need to do those 2 fields together, which I'll definitely do probably straight after this episode while it's rendering or something. That's the best thing about my new computer. Well, I guess it's not really all that new anymore because I got it around in January. But I can record and render at the same time. Very time efficient. It's the glory of good old computers these days. Especially a game like this though. It's not that demanding on computers. Could be optimized a bit more. Then again, it's very, very small compared to, for example, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Unbelievably, that game was 45 gigabytes on PC. Unbelievable. Actually, what I need to do is get this guy on that other field. That's what I need to do. That would be the smart thing for me to do. This guy's still sowing away. Taking his sweet time though, but that time we turned on our lights as well. Did the right thing. Game just randomly slowed down for 30 frames a second for me and then went back up to 60. I was wondering why that was. Game always has a problem with the lights though, that's for certain. Hopefully it's not too bad for you guys on your computers and all, but it seems like it's a problem in the game's code. Oh, actually that was really cool. I wonder if you guys can see the distortion of the hot air on that window. Wait, let's see if I can get it. Actually, I need to be driving, that's what I need. There we go. That's pretty cool. Not sure if you can be able to tell in that video. But 60 frames a second, oh not 60 frames, but 1080p now. I think the video quality is much improved, and it's not really all that, I guess, demanding to upload. Not that, it was more demanding, but not the end of the world. It's not like 60 frames a second, which means that it's literally twice the size, so I'm not going to complain too much. It's alright with me. Actually, we need to get off over here. There we go. Get this guy to work. We might have to do a couple of round trips with the trailer, which is unfortunate. That's what happens when you're starting off though in a farm. You can't have everything. Definitely not. Alright, off we go. Now, I did read your comments about the trees, which trees I actually specifically need to cut. I think they're fir trees, so we'll go ahead and do that a little bit later on. And it seems like the fir trees are actually really easy to cut. They might be those ones actually. And the branches are, well, I hear that they're very easy to cut down, so I'm looking forward to testing that out. Hopefully the hype is real. I very much hope so. But we are plowing through this plowing section right now. Going by very quickly. So I can't complain at all. A couple of games as well that are coming out I'm very much looking forward to. They're only really Ubisoft games that I'm looking forward to now as well. There's the Assassin's Creed games. I'm very much looking forward to more so Assassin's Creed Unity than Assassin's Creed Rogue. There's two versions, of course. The Assassin's Creed Rogue is based on the North American trilogy, based on the 7 Years' War, before America gained its independence. Well before America gained its independence, and it's actually quite an interesting war. Had most of the major powers involved in it at that time. I'm going to turn the lights on. There we go. The lights look really cool though, dark at night. And that is the lighthouse. Here's what that light was. Very cool. And we've been about a week into launch now as well, so the first mod video of Farming Simulator should be out very shortly as well. Haven't really been too many mods. I guess most of them at the moment are just conversions. But we will be doing a couple of mod videos. I'm probably thinking of doing either weekly mod videos or singular mod videos. I'm not quite sure yet what I'll do. I think the first one's just going to be a weekly one, but we'll see what will happen after that. So I can devote some time just to like singular mods and get them in depth. Then again, most of the mods are just like vehicles and everything, so it's not that too hot or flash. Alright, so this should be the last time we turn around. Hopefully, anyway. What I'll do is I'll just make sure I get all of this section, just coming back over here. There we go. It doesn't need to be perfect, but as long as we're doing a half decent job, it'll be alright. And that we most definitely are doing. So this crop's going to be kind of annoying, but anyways. In here, there we go. We've got a fair bit that's grown out as well. That guy's got his lights on, well, his red lights on, unless that's like the reflection of something. So very weak lights though. You can still see the red, but anyways, and then there's Assassin's Creed Unity, which is based on the French Revolution, which is also going to be very interesting. And the Eiffel Tower does make an appearance as well, but that was well after the French Revolutionary War. It'll be very interesting to see how it looks, because that's just on the next-gen consoles and PC as well, of course, I think. So let's lift that back up. Let's get... Oh, hello. Oh. How come you have your thing now? Got no idea how come he's got that light working on now. Maybe just at night time. That's interesting. It is the worker now anyway. Alright, so what we're going to have to do is drive all the way over here. Back to that field. Turn the lights on, of course. We are going at quite the speed, 42 kilometers an hour. I have to grow some potatoes and sugar beets as well. I remember back in 2013, I thought sugar beets were like sweet potatoes, just like a different word for them. But alas, they are not. Because in Australia, we get sugar mainly, I think, from sugar cane. I'm not really into the whole farming thing myself. I am a city kid, so you'll have to excuse my ignorance. I do like to at least have a grasp of things. Very interested in like the future of farming and everything. It is quite interesting how technology is affecting us all. Let's go ahead and pick this up though. First off, I do love the work lights though. They look really cool, especially at night. Alright, so this guy's got his lights on. What if I turn mine off? Interesting. Wait, let's check this out. Alright, okay, so I can see... Okay, so he's got his lights on, but when we switch to this vehicle, like, even though he's got his lights on, the reflection, or the light doesn't actually shine onto the ground. Interesting. I guess they're just trying to preserve as much space and memory in the game as they can, like, so it's not too demanding and all. Alright, so this guy's going to have to drive all the way back home. Where I think those lights are. No, it's a town. Bit of a township over there. I'm going to have to drive through over here. Because we're hauling so much as well, we are driving quite slower. Quite a bit slower. I don't think we're going to get anywhere close to 42. Oh, actually. I just minced my words. Obviously, we are going faster than 42 kilometers an hour. I wonder when that lighthouse stops. I'd assume it'd be 5:30 or 6 o'clock. Very yellow light though. Must be using those old lights. Incandescent lights or something like that. And again, I don't think... I wouldn't have half a clue what lighthouses use. Right, so we're going to have to drop this off. I am trying to drive on roads. I know my vehicles are very dirty. I actually like the dirty effect though. It shows my hard work and toil. But I will clean them, like, obviously that's a part of the game. There's no real point to it apart from the aesthetic nature of it, but nevertheless it is a nice feature of being able to clean it. So, stop off right over here. Drop all of this off, so we're going to have a lot of canola. And from what I hear, if you do the drop-off missions, like with the crops, you get like $500,000 just off the time bonuses. So I could imagine like saving up a lot and just dumping it all in one mission would be very, very profitable. Looking forward to that. Alright, so now this guy. So this guy doesn't cultivate, does he? I mean, let's just test this out, and then we can get rid of this. So let's lower this. We don't want that. We want this. There we go. Turn the solar on. Yeah, definitely not. Okay, that's cool. So lift that up and come over onto this field over here. Yeah, we'll do it this way. We need to well, you don't really need to cultivate, do you? Just the profit's going to be a lot lower from memory, but this little space can do. Is he going to do his thing? Yeah, he does. It's just that you need to... Actually, no, you don't need to cultivate if it's being plowed. Okay, so this guy's going to go do his thing. That's great. So in the meantime... You know what, we'll just fix a couple of things up. We'll get our own cultivator and we'll start doing our own work. Slow this. Go. Right, it's good. Good enough for me anyway. Hopefully it's good enough for you guys. So, question is, what are we going to invest in? That's a great question. But right now, I'm going to have to go get that cultivator and just get him to this whole field. And one next to it. See him in a bit. I'm loving the blue weather. Hopefully it rains a little bit more in this game as well, because in the previous ones, it almost literally never rained. You had to like mod the game yourself to make it rain. What exactly are we? We need to turn left over here. There we go. Now we'll start packing things up in these garages once we start to get a little bit more. To know how much or how many of you guys have your OCD problems. I don't want you guys to turn or have grey hair. by the end of my Let's Play, especially because most of you guys would be a lot better. I wouldn't want that to happen. So back we go. Time to cultivate now. Get rid of the dead stems, the stalks. I don't know what you call that. Go ahead and do that. So I'll just set this guy to work. On over here. There we go. Now, how's this guy doing? This guy's already 75%. Ooh, this field is going to be quite a bit. Okay, that's cool. So all of this is growing out, so that's great to see as well. That's what we want. What else can we do? I need to get this guy all the way over there though. So, next episode, we'll go ahead and probably have a seeder. Yeah, we'll probably have the seeder going ahead and sowing this whole field, I think. Because they'll be all joined up, hopefully by next episode. And then it should be just one massive field of golden lushness. That is the hope, at least, anyway. In the meantime, though, let's just quickly check out our PDA. And where are we? Where are we? Wait, am I over here? I don't even know where this is. What am I looking for? Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for. Canola, 32,000, oh, well, 33,000 litres. Okay. That's cool. 33,000 litres. Obviously, it's the most we've got. We've sold a bit of wheat. We'll just wait until, like, I accept a mission. And then we'll sell all of that canola. In the meantime, though, we'll probably start growing some more crops like barley and wheat. Of course, we'll start getting some cows. And we have, I think, we've got a solid foundation for our farm now, which is great news to hear. Probably should have cut off there, but we'll drive on the roads. So until next time, guys, make sure you guys are still liking those videos. Thank you very much for the support that we've had. Hope you guys continue enjoying the series just as much. Tell me if you want me to improve in any way, shape, or form. I do try. With the 60 or 1080p and all of that stuff. I might try 60 frames a second again because, actually, oh, I'll get into that next episode, but I think Machinima enabled all their partners now to get 60 frames a second. I think that's what the problem is. We'll have to wait and see. And look at that. The guy just filled up as we were driving past. That is a thing of glory. That timing. That damn timing. You don't get paid for nothing over here. So until next time, guys, I'll see you later, and hopefully you've enjoyed.